This is Cooking with Tanisa with Kaylee and
Tanisa.
Tanisa cooks my all-time favorite recipes like fried chicken, potato salad, and homemade rolls. So she is going to be sharing with you her homemade recipes for some of the best food from down south. Today is her first YouTube video where we will be cooking
Fried chicken.
So like this video, subscribe, and comment down below what you want to see next.
First thing, we're going to go to the stove. We're going to spray our pan first with cooking oil. I've already did it. And then we're going to put plain vegetable oil, any kind of vegetable oil you got. Put it in there. You want about an inch and a half. A nice medium-sized skillet. If you got cast iron, that's better. But non-stick is okay. Put our stove on medium, Kaylee. Then we're going to move over here to our sink. Come on, Bug. Chicken off, I always have a sink over here with just hot water with a little bit of bleach and dish detergent in it. After we've washed our chicken off, got anything that's not supposed to be on there, feathers. Got the bleach because chicken is probably one of the most dangerous meats in the kitchen. And when we get done, we disinfect the sink. Clean as you go, Kaylee, clean as you go. And I let that bleach water sit in there because I don't need it anymore. Wipe my hands with a paper towel, not a dry towel, because chicken does carry salmonella. Here we have 3 cups of plain flour. I like unbleached flour. And I double bag it because chicken does have bones and sometimes the bones pierce the bag. If you got 2 bags, you don't have that worry. Okay, Kaylee, you hold that. First thing we want is 2 tablespoons of black pepper. Coarse ground is the best for me. We'll add a little bit more. Plain garlic powder, a teaspoon. Same thing with Old Bay. Yes, it's a seafood seasoning, but we use it in our chicken. Right, Kayla?
Yes, it's the best seasoning ever.
Hold your seasoning over your bag, because if you got extra, doesn't matter. It's 2 teaspoons of Old Bay. Sounds like a lot, but we do have a lot of chicken to season. A tablespoon of Lawry seasoning salt.
A heaping
tablespoon. Now, not only did we do the flour while Kaylee's shaking that up, we're going to season our chicken. They're 2 separate things. So you got to season both of them. Teaspoon of black pepper. Half a teaspoon. Teaspoon of garlic powder. A tablespoon of Lawry seasoning salt. Clean hands, best tools in the kitchen. Just mix it up. How's our flour looking, K-Bug?
Looking good.
Got it shook up?
All mixed in.
You should be able to see the seasoning on your chicken. Wash your hands before we go any further. We'll check our oil. And you should be able to hold your hand over your oil. It's not ready. You never want to put your chicken in oil that's not hot because all your seasoning will come off in the oil. So we'll give it a couple minutes. The next step in our chicken frying process is 1, make sure our oil is hot. Come here, Kaylee, you'll see what I mean. You can feel the heat coming off your oil.
Yes.
Okay. Here's our flour that's seasoned, our chicken that's seasoned. You put your chicken in your bag. I usually put 3 or 4 pieces, no more. Extra moisture in the bag will cause your flour to clump up. We don't want that. Just shake it up. it down in your oil. Take a picture of it. All I'm doing is tapping the bag to get the excess flour off. And Kaylee can tell you how the chicken tastes when it come out.
It's always crispy. The meat is perfectly tender and not too overcooked.
But you always want to make sure chicken is cooked to 165. If you don't have a meat thermometer, I'll show you a couple ways that you can tell. One for a leg. If I was frying all 4 pieces, the breast, leg, thigh, and wing, I would always flour the thigh first because that does take the longest and that gives it more time in your oil. The breast and the wing are the last 2 pieces that I put in because they take the least amount of time. You don't want to overcrowd your pan because it brings the temperature down, which causes your skin not to get really good and crispy. And if you notice, also, I try not to let my chicken touch anything else in the kitchen. That's why I keep it in a bowl, a deep bowl. Kaylee, you want to grab us some tongs? Clean as you go. Just wipe the excess flour off. You can take a picture of our chicken, see it's nice and fine. Hear that oil?
It's our ancestors being thankful.
Okay, and what I do is I cook it enough without a lid to get a crust on it. That's why the oil had to be hot. Okay, when I have it in there about 5 minutes, I'll show you what it should look like. See how it's starting to form a little crust and it's getting a little bit darker. What I do then is I always turn it with tongs, never use a fork. You pierce your chicken, all your juices run out. Put a lid on it. Still on medium-high heat and let it cook on this for about 7 minutes on that side. Then we'll flip it over. We are back. Kaylee and Tamisa. Our chicken has been steamed and frying. What do you smell, Kaylee?
It smells good. I smell all that seasoning in there.
Now all we're going to do is flip it over. See the nice golden brown color? And what the steam does is it steams it and also adds juice back in it. But the oil is hot enough where it continues to fry it. There you go, beautiful golden brown. Put the lid back on, not for as long as we did before, because it's almost cooked. As you can see how it's pulling away from the bone. There we go.
So why do you prefer to pan fry your chicken over deep fry your chicken?
One, deep frying I think makes for a tougher chicken and makes the skin, it's crunchy, but a lot of times it's kind of hard to get really good in the bone.
Okay.
Here I pan fry it also because I can steam it a little bit, which causes, but also make sure when you're using a pot has a little hole, some of the steam gets out.
Okay.
And what that does is it causes it to be more juicier.
Okay.
Keeps the juices in, plus deep fries it. If you notice, I do have enough chicken. When you take the lid off, always take it off away from you. I have enough oil in the pan to cover half the chicken. So it's not fully submerged in grease. Okay. The lid back on it. We'll cook it 4 to 5 more minutes, then we'll take it off and cook it by 5 to 8 more minutes with the lid off. And what that does is it crispies the skin up. 7 to 8 minutes is up, we're back. I'll lift our pan up. Okay, we might need to put the fan on here in a minute.
Okay.
Because the house is now starting to smell like
Fried chicken. Fried chicken.
You can see the nice golden brown.
Ooh, that looks good.
You can see actually how tender it is because it's starting to pull away. And what I'll do is, because the center is hot, I'll move some of the chicken that's on the sides to the center so that can fry.
Dancing.
And now all we're doing now is getting it ready, because I'm going to turn the heat up a little bit to put a crust on it. That's it. It's already done. Told you I'd show you how. See, it's pulling completely away from the bone. Completely away. And that comes from steaming. And in a minute when we get done, when we take it out, I'll show you how much juice is in it. I'll leave that off. Stove's turned up. What we're going to do now is we're going to get a platter. Kelly, you want to grab a platter?
Yes.
A piece of paper towel. And all this is going to absorb the grease. That's it. We're getting it ready. Because it's almost done. See how the beautiful color it is now, Kaylee?
Yes.
Golden brown.
Okay, so I had a question. I was wondering why you choose not to use things like eggs or buttermilk in your chicken recipe.
For me, I don't like the extra. You don't need extra. If the chicken is seasoned, the flour is seasoned, it has a nice crunch on it. Actually, this is the way my grandmother taught me.
Okay.
You know, you don't need all the extra seasoning, soul food, cooking from the heart.
Another question for you. You talked about it a little bit earlier, but I was wondering how long do you cook the different pieces of chicken?
Well, like I said, when I first start, the first thing, if we're frying it, the first piece of chicken I put in here are the thighs, and then the legs, and then the breast, and then the wings. And the reason I do that is, one, thighs take longer to cook because they're denser. Then the legs are the same way. They took a little longer than the thighs. The two easiest, quickest pieces of meat to cook are breast and the wings.
Okay.
But all chicken should be cooked to 165. And if you also look, see how it's pulling away from the bone? That's another way you can tell that. And if you pierce it, get the biggest piece that you got in your pan, which will be this one, where I was pulling away from the bone, another right there, you can tell. And I just pierce it a little bit or push on it, squeeze it. There's no blood coming out. Now it's just a matter of brown, getting a good brown and crisping it up. All right, we're back. And as you can see, our chicken is golden brown. And all I'm doing is taking it out, letting some of the excess oil drain about. What do you think, Kaylee?
I think it looks delicious. You can tell it's seasoned. The chicken looks good.
And by rotating it in the pan with the smaller and the larger pieces, we was able to cook it all evenly. And as you can see, it has a crunch. And we're done. And a lot of things, if you look at the bottom of my pan, it's gonna be another video, you have a lot of pieces of flour, and this is the good stuff. And what we do with that is sometimes we make gravy with it. That's another video. Here's our final product. Crispy, juicy chicken. Kaylee's gonna try a piece. Get a fork, because it's still hot.
I'll cut off a little piece of this.
And you can see how tender it is. Good?
Mm-hmm.
Seasoned?
Hot, but it is really seasoned.
Like I said, two separate things. Season your chicken and season your flour.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a wrap for this one. See you guys later.
Okay. Now, make sure to comment down below what you want to see next, and if you have any questions about this chicken recipe.
From T's Kitchen, and we'll see you later.